again. Sorry, I'm not in my room, so it's awkward. I want to start off by apologizing like I do most of my blogs. My last blog I think was like 2 or 3 months ago, which is sad and pathetic, but I said how everything that I was doing was a huge roller coaster, and that was God's way of kind of opening my eyes because, sorry, I'm making dinner and talking at the same time. That was God's way. That was like his little joke because now it's even more roller coaster than it's ever been. What kind of sparked me to do this today was that I very rarely get emails from this. I just do it hoping to help somebody, and for some reason this week I've gotten over 15 emails asking what's up, why aren't you blogging, is everything okay? So I decided that I was going to blog that, and nobody was home to play with me. So I decided I'd play with you via this blog. I don't know. It gave me something to do besides watch Food Network. So yeah, basically a quick little update is, I don't know if I said anything about spinal cord stimulator, but I was denied my spinal cord stimulator. I was approved it with my first insurance, then we had to switch up insurances. The company did, but now they're denying it, so we're going through the appeal process, which is a huge pain in the ass because doctors have to do a ton of paperwork and we have to get a whole ton of information, and we're on their clock. It's not like I can just print everything up, send it to them, and that's that. We have to wait, and they take their sweet freaking time. So yeah, we're waiting for spinal cord stimulator, and it's really confusing, but basically what it is it is this thing that would go right up through my spine towards the bottom of my brain to the top of my spine, and it would help with the pain. They were hoping that it would take away a lot of the pain and at least 50% of my medication, which means I could go back to finish school. Sorry, my allergies are going nuts. Go back to school, work, drive, do stuff that most 22-year-olds do. So yeah, we're just waiting for that, and we're waiting to hear back from the Mayo Clinic because we're trying to get go see some doctors there, which is pretty cool that my mom's boss actually knows the Mayos. So we're hoping that's going to give us a little leeway, and they'll want me to go and they can check me out because we've tried all the normal medication, so we're just trying to go to like experimental medication, which is kind of what I want to talk to. And I was trying to think of a word to describe what I want to talk, but I can't really. There's not really words, so I guess you'll just kind of catch on as I talk. I've always been okay with going to different doctors, and I'm used to having a lot of doctor appointments each week and taking extensive medication, amount of medication on a lot of different medications, but I've never been into holistic medication, I guess you'd say, like the energy and everybody's aura, and sorry, I didn't, the computer went, okay, anyways, I've never been into that, and I've just been really closed-minded because I've always been not fixed by medication, but pain medication does the trick most of the time, or a lot of the time, so I've just never needed it, and when people bring it up, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, maybe we'll do it. But I finally sucked it up, and my mom found this massage therapist. My aunt goes to one, which I went to once, but she was kind of a nut, and she just like kind of waved her hands over my stomach. It was telling me like she could find problems in my Crohn's, these things called loops, which you have to get an MRI and CT in order to find. So when she said she was waving her hand over my stomach, you can find them, I realized that she's a great doctor. So I'm not going back there, but my mom found this one online, and her name's Alba, and I was so pessimistic when she came. I was like, okay, just so you know, I punch people that touch my stomach because it hurts all the time, and like when I go to the ER, and they always press on it just to, I think, piss me off, but they say that they're looking for stuff. And so I told her, like, don't touch my stomach, and she pretty much said, screw off because I'm going to do what I want and we're going to fix you. And she's awesome, and it's been helping a lot. And by a lot, I mean I feel good for the day when she comes and the next day, but then after that, it's kind of blah. But even if I feel good for a little part of one day, I'm all for it, and I think she's awesome. So I'm sure there's people out me that are like me that are really closed-minded. Oops. And something else I think, so yeah, that's my point, is to not be closed-minded and to try stuff, because the weirdest thing could be the thing that helps you. And I know like massage therapy isn't that weird, but to me it was weird and I wasn't down for it, and now I want to be down. Another thing that I want to talk about, I won't say her name because, or the only other thing I want to talk about, I won't say her name because I didn't tell her I was going to do this, but I don't know how, I don't want to offend anybody that's close to me. So when I say this, I don't want you to take the wrong way. But when you have a disease and you go through stuff on a daily basis, your family and friends know everything that you go through, and they witness it and stuff, and it kind of becomes a part of them, but they don't ever fully understand what you go through. Like my mom and my boyfriend, I would say, see me. They understand a lot of the day-to-day stuff because they see me when I'm in pain most of the day, and they see me taking all this different medication and stuff. But and I know it affects them in a completely different way than it affects me, and that's also really shitty because I can't completely grasp what they're going through, but just like they can't completely grasp what I'm going through. And I've never had somebody have Crohn's disease that's close to me. My mom's had her stomach stuff, and she was told she might have minor Crohn's from one doctor, but for the most part, she does pretty well every day. And then my younger sister is, or was, gluten intolerant, but now that she's a whole grain eating, soy milk drinking, protein shake guzzling nutbag, DV, she's pretty healthy stomach-wise, so they've kind of got their stuff under control. But to not have nobody that knows exactly what you're going through it's a whole other part of the disease that, once again, nobody will understand because they don't know what you're going through. But if you're watching this and you do have a Crohn's disease, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, back to this girl. I met her. She was in a lot because I don't remember. I met her in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. I don't remember. She came to our school, and her and I were close. And I can remember like getting ready for dances, and her mom made me this really cool sweater that I actually still have, or not sweater, scarf. And we were close. But then in high school, I got into golf and cheer and soccer, and she got into basketball and school in general. She liked school. So yeah, we didn't have a falling out or anything. We just weren't that close because we had different interests. But she messaged me on Facebook, because that's how everybody talks these days, and she didn't have my phone number, but she messaged me saying that she had Crohn's disease, and not only did she have Crohn's disease, everything she was going through, mirrored exactly what I have gone through, either at the beginning stages, middle, or even now. Like right now, we're on the same Crohn's medication that is actually for rheumatoid arthritis, but they're hoping that it'll work for us. So, but yeah, just to have somebody that I can message after or talk to, message. How lame did that sound? Somebody that I can talk to after a doctor appointment. Sorry, my face is so itchy. Just somebody that literally knows exactly what I'm talking to, and it's not one of those things where I have to sit and explain. I can say I was curled up in a ball and I get sharp pain, and she literally knows exactly what I was going through because she probably went through it that day. So to have somebody that knows, I mean, I just found out she had Crohn's like a month and a half ago, so I mean, we don't know everything that's happened or what's going on and stuff, but it's a very embarrassing and humbling disease. So to have somebody that you can open up to, and only people that have stomach problems really understand how embarrassing it is, but just it's awesome to have somebody, and it's a blessing because she's awesome, and she's really smart, and she's very active in her disease, and by that I mean she wants to know everything about everything that's going on, and that's awesome because I've said it before, knowledge, when you're dealing with any illness, knowledge is key, because if you need to know exactly everything about every medication, every doctor, every visit. You need to have everything right now. It's just, she's very organized, and she wants to know everything about everything, so that's awesome. And on a really, really shitty note, because not because, but I gained a friend, but we also lost somebody that's really close to us. And I told myself I wasn't going to cry because I feel like I'm all cried out when it comes to him, but one of our really good family friends, James Russell, he had cystic fibrosis, and I met him when he was 17 and we were at the river, and I thought he was the hottest thing just alive. And then and he was your typical cocky 17-year-old boy, and I was the 14-year-old that was like, ooh, that lame 14-year-old girl. That was me times 10. And as we got older, he told us more and more about his disease, and his family originally was told that he was going to pass somewhere in between 5 years and 12 years, and he outlived and kicked cystic fibrosis ass for 26 years, and not only was he alive, but he was so active in baseball and water sports and snowboarding and just everything they told him he couldn't do, he turned around and did it, and he was awesome. And he was an Orange County sheriff, and they also told him, like, they pulled him aside and said, like, kid, you're not gonna be able to do this, it's physically you won't be able to do it. And he pretty much in turn flipped him off and told him, I'm gonna be an Orange County sheriff, and he was, and he loved his job, but he was just in so much pain, and he was he 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 was just a fighter, and he was awesome. So when we lost him, he knew it was his time to go. He was just done. But he was an awesome person, and he was just a fighter. And at his funeral, his best friend James spoke, and he was just saying how he just, when it comes to medicine and stuff, he was always a fighter. And he came in my room when we were in the hospital together, not together, but I was in the hospital once and he was there, we were on the same floor, and I was having such a hard day, and he just, like, he could tell that I was having a bad day, and he just said, he left because I was trying to get an IV in, and bless all my nurses, they have a really hard time getting IVs in me because I have no veins, and the ones I do are horrible. So he could tell that I was having a really crappy time, and I just wasn't digging the nurses that I had, and he left the room, and he texted me and just said, keep fighting because life's worth it. And he's just right. Like, there's no reason that, like, as much as I want to give up on some days, it's just not worth it. It's more worth it to keep fighting. And yeah, he was just a great guy. But he was my entertainment when I was in the hospital. He would always have he would sneak Dr. Pepper, and he would, like, while the nurse, if I go and visit him while the nurses were, like, giving him medication or something, he had a fat chew in his mouth. So he was a bigger pain in the ass than I am when I'm in the hospital, but he's in heaven now. And so hopefully the friend that I was just talking about, I'll have a chance to talk to her about James, because he was just an awesome guy, and he's looking down at me right now, smiling, because he loves that I'm giving him attention. But yeah, we're just gonna miss him, and he's just gonna be in our hearts forever. Sorry, I cried like a big crybaby. I honestly thought that I couldn't cry anymore about that, but turns out I can. But yeah, I'm just stoked to have somebody to talk to about it, because why I started talking about James and then went on that rant was he was really pain-wise stuff. He's the only, like, friend I know that was going through something that another disease. Granted, his was obviously far worse, and he went through a much rougher time than I did, but I could talk to him about my medicine and stuff, and he was the closest thing I had to somebody that knew what I was going through. So, it sucks that he's gone, but I know he's still watching me, and now I have my new friend, who maybe next time I'll say her name if I talk to her about it, but I'm just excited to have somebody to talk to that knows exactly what I'm going through. So even if you know somebody that has a chronic illness, or if you do have a chronic illness, don't be pessimistic about things you haven't tried, because it's gonna, hopefully it'll be the weirdest thing in the world to you, but maybe it'll be the thing that helps you the most, or fixes your day-to-day problems when it comes to your illness. So yeah, that's just my deal today. And I know I've said this before, but I promise I'll come on to the board more, and I won't cry next time. And I already know my topic for next time, and I'll be much happier, I promise. But yeah, I hope everybody has an awesome day, and thank you guys for the emails. It made me realize that I was actually helping people doing this, not just therapy for me, but for other people too. And I hope everybody has an awesome day.